God says He will never speak to you if you skip Him now. A big tragedy is coming your way. God is trying to save your life. You will receive 777 million into your bank account. Listen closely. This is not something to overlook. This is not something to scroll past or dismiss. If you're reading this now, it's not by mistake. God's voice is reaching you in this very moment with a warning, a promise, and a choice. There's something urgent He needs you to hear, and if you skip this right now, you are turning away from the very hand that's trying to protect you. You are standing on the edge of something that could change your life forever. Comment, Amen, if your heart is open to receive this. God is not being silent today. He's speaking louder than ever. But your distractions, your doubt, your delay may silence what He is desperately trying to say. Right now, heaven is knocking at your door with a serious message. There is a tragedy that has already begun to move in your direction, but God is standing in between it and you. He is saying, if you skip me now, you are stepping away from the shelter I've placed around you. This is not fear. This is divine truth. God's word is not a game. He is crying out to shield you. But if you reject Him now, the consequence will be more than regret, it will be loss. He sees what you don't. He knows what you can't predict. While you're busy chasing answers in the world, He has already laid out the protection, the provision, the escape plan. But He won't force it on you. His silence will follow your choice. If you keep choosing the world over His voice, the time will come when you won't hear Him at all. This is your wake-up call. This is not a coincidence. It's God standing in front of the storm, saying, I can still stop this, but you must not ignore me. Comment 1111 if you believe this is for you. God is not speaking lightly when He says a great tragedy is coming. That's not to scare you, that's to prepare you. Your days have been marked by unseen battles, but He has covered you again and again in silence. He's given you grace that you didn't notice. But now He needs your attention. If you don't listen now, the covering may be removed. That's how serious this is. This isn't just about hardship, it's about survival. It's about your soul. It's about your destiny. There is still time. If you've been distant, come back. If you've been doubtful, look again. If you've been distracted, this is your moment to refocus. God says, return to me now, and I will restore what was broken. But if you skip me this time, the tragedy won't miss you. This is not to condemn you, it's to awaken you. You are still chosen. You are still loved. But love that is ignored eventually turns to silence. Do not test the silence of God. Do not wait until the pain makes you cry out. Cry out now, while there is still space to receive mercy. There is a transfer happening in the Spirit. God is positioning miracles, breakthroughs, and yes, financial release. The 777 million is not a number to tease your flesh. It's a symbol of divine abundance. God can bless whoever He chooses, and right now, He is pointing to you. But His blessings flow through obedience, not entertainment. If you treat His words like noise, you'll miss the inheritance. If you walk away when He is speaking, you will wander into what He was trying to save you from. This is not a prosperity fantasy. This is alignment. The number 777 is complete, holy, and heaven-sent. God is preparing a miraculous overflow for the one who trusts Him fully, who listens when it doesn't make sense, who surrenders even when it's scary. Your account may not look ready for this now, but your faith is the key. Your obedience is the access. Your posture before God determines the pouring of heaven. Do not say it's too late. God is the one who owns time. He can change your story overnight. If this is stirring your spirit, don't ignore that. Don't suppress the feeling. This is not a moment to be passive. God is warning you because He loves you. He's offering you wealth beyond money, peace, healing, clarity, direction, but He is also holding the key to supernatural provision. If you truly believe, like this video now, it's not about the click, it's a step of agreement, a move that says, I believe you, God. I choose you before anything else. He sees your bank account. He sees your stress. He sees the silent tears you've cried over bills, debts, delays, and denials. He knows the fear that wakes you up at night. But He also knows the day He's marked for your breakthrough. And He's saying, don't skip me now, because the door is opening and I want you to walk through it with me. His word never returns void. If He said He's about to release 777 million, He means it. It may not be literal cash in a moment, but it will be more than you imagined. It will be enough to overflow, to transform, to testify. You've been faithful when it was hard. You've held on when everything told you to give up. That wasn't wasted. Heaven remembers, but you can't stop here. You must stay aligned. Because just ahead, there is a miracle in motion. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not too broken. You are God's child. He is calling you now. And He is saying, if you skip me now, you may miss everything I've been preparing for you. Keep your heart open. Keep your ears tuned to His voice. The enemy wants to distract you now more than ever because he knows what's coming. That's why the warfare has been so intense. That's why your mind has been spinning. That's why your peace has felt distant. Because the enemy knows the blessing is near. But God is stronger, and His promise is louder than the lie. His presence is greater than your fear, and His plan is still unfolding. Comment 222 if you trust this. A neuroscientist says yes, a 9-word script, long buried in government files, can fire up a prehistoric brainwave that pulls money in faster. This breakthrough is already under legal pressure and could disappear any second. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. God will not let you fall if you stay close to Him. He will not let you drown if you keep your eyes on Him. He's been walking with you through every storm, every loss, every setback. He's held your hand when you didn't even know He was there. But now, He is calling out louder. He is warning because He loves. He is preparing because He's about to deliver. But you have to say yes. You have to stay. You have to believe. He's not offering just money. He's offering restoration, freedom, joy, legacy. You've asked for a sign, this is it. You've waited for a word, this is it. You've prayed for change, this is it. Don't delay, don't scroll away. Don't pretend you didn't see this. God sees everything, and He's still offering mercy right now. God said, if you skip me now, I will no longer speak to you. That's not anger. That's sorrow. That's the pain of a father who has called again and again but was ignored. He's not abandoning you. He's showing you how serious this is. When God warns, it's never empty. His word has weight. If He says tragedy is coming, then it is already moving closer. But just like in the days of Noah, He prepares His children ahead of the storm. He gives them a way out, a way up, a way through, and right now, that way is Him. Comment 333 to declare your faith in His promise. You might be wondering how something so big could really happen, how a number like 777 million could be part of your life. But God's economy doesn't run like the world's. When He blesses, He doesn't just meet your needs, He overflows them. He doesn't do small miracles for those with big faith. He pours out heaven. And this 777 million is not just about digits, it's about abundance, it's about completeness, it's about the kind of favor that makes no sense to the world but makes all the sense in heaven. He wants to position you in places you couldn't even ask for. He wants to move you into circles that your name wasn't even supposed to be in. He wants to shock even your own doubts. But you must stay under his covering. That's where the miracle lives. That's where the promise unfolds. That's where the 777 million starts becoming real. And make no mistake, this isn't hype. This is heaven's instruction. You are standing in the valley of decision. Will you listen now, or will you skip this and try to do it all alone? Because God will not fight for your attention. He will wait for your response. And if your response is silence, then silence will return. You've had moments before where you felt like something was about to change. You sensed the shift. You felt the warfare grow. And then it all seemed to fall apart. But what you didn't see was how close you were. The enemy saw it and panicked. That's why he sent chaos. That's why people turned on you. That's why your mind was attacked. Because the enemy knew what was coming, but God never stopped preparing it. He's been holding it, guarding it, waiting until you were ready. And now he's saying, don't turn away, don't scroll past this. I'm about to release what the enemy tried to kill. Your name has been spoken in heavenly places. God has written down every prayer, every tear, every time you kept trusting when it hurt. He has not forgotten. And the release that's coming to you isn't just for you, it's for generations after you. It's for the ones you've been praying for. That child you're worried about, that marriage you've been carrying, that dream that seems too far gone. It's all part of what he's about to restore. But it starts with your choice right now. God doesn't beg, but he does plead. He pleaded through the prophets. He pleaded through the cross. He pleaded through his Spirit. And now he pleads through this word. Don't shut the door on him, not when he's standing in the gap for you, not when he's shielding you from a tragedy that you can't even see coming. You're not hearing this by chance. Heaven orchestrated every second to meet you here, to reach you here, to stop you before it's too late. Comment 555 if you are ready to receive what God has for you. You have no idea how many attacks God has already blocked. You think you've struggled, but what you don't know is how many traps the enemy set that never even reached you. Not because you were lucky, but because God's hand was over you. Now he's asking, will you let me continue to protect you? Will you trust me even when it's hard? Or will you go your own way and walk straight into what I was trying to save you from? God doesn't exaggerate. If he says he will stop speaking, he means it. If he says tragedy is coming, believe it. If he says he's preparing a financial release that will shock you, you better position yourself to receive it. Don't just believe in his judgment, believe in his mercy too. He's not only warning you of what could go wrong, he's inviting you into what's about to go right. But the cost of skipping him now is too high. You'll lose the very thing you've been praying for. You'll delay the promise again. You'll hand the enemy ground that God already gave you victory over, but you can choose differently. You can stay in his presence, you can listen, you can surrender. And when you do, the same God who parted seas, who raised the dead, who fed thousands with scraps, will open the gates of heaven over your life. He has no shortage, he has no limits. What he wants to give you is beyond your imagination. And it's not just money, it's peace that can't be shaken, joy that can't be stolen, favor that opens every door. You are still on the edge of a divine interruption. Everything can shift in a moment. Don't miss your moment. God is serious. This is not for everyone. This is for the ones who choose Him, the ones who fear Him, the ones who don't just ask for blessings, but long for His presence. That's where the miracle lives. That's where the 777 million becomes real. That's where the tragedy is turned away. You don't see what's around the corner. You don't see the battle that's already been stirred in the unseen. But He does. He's already fought for you in silence. He's already blocked what the enemy thought would destroy you. But this next thing, this one, you need to partner with Him. You need to respond. Because if you ignore this one, you won't just feel lost, you'll feel abandoned. And that will not be because God left you, but because you left Him when He was trying to help you. Do not harden your heart now. Comment 1212 if you know you're meant to hear this. Could your brain be the reason you're still broke? Scientists just confirmed a 9-word sentence hidden deep in your subconscious may be blocking money from your life. But now you can reverse it. Say these 9 words and wealth starts to follow you starting today. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. There's a door in front of you that only opens by obedience. Not talent, not hustle, not favor from people. It opens by listening to God when He speaks, and He's speaking loud today. He's saying, I'm sending something you didn't ask for, something you didn't expect, and it's going to bless you beyond measure. But if you skip me now, you'll miss it. The 777 million is not just about wealth, it's about purpose. It's about setting you up to live the life He created you for. It's about funding your assignment, helping others, building what matters. And yet, all of it hinges on whether you hear Him or not, whether you respond or reject. Whether you keep pretending to be too busy or fall to your knees and say, Speak, Lord, I'm here. Because what's coming next is not for the lukewarm. This is for those who are surrendered. The ones who let go of comfort and choose obedience. The ones who stop chasing their own timing and align with His. God is not hiding from you. He's standing right in front of you. But you've been distracted. You've been tired. You've been numb. And He knows that. That's why He's giving you one more chance to wake up before the pain wakes you up instead. He wants you to come willingly, not through suffering. But if you continue to choose the world will eventually break you. He is saying, come now, while it's still easy, before the storm makes you run. There's a shift coming in your life, and you feel it. Something is moving. You can't explain it. But deep down you know this isn't just another day. This is different. And that's because heaven is moving. God is moving. Angels are being sent to war for your soul, to war for your family, for your future. But your silence weakens their reach. Your disbelief delays the breakthrough. You must respond. You must say, Yes, Lord, I choose you again. You were not meant to live in fear. You were not created to live small, survive barely, and call it peace. God designed you for more. That's why this message is coming with such weight, because the more He created you for is still waiting, but time is running out. You've settled for survival, but He's calling you into abundance. You've settled for confusion, but He wants to give you vision. You've called your life enough, but He wants to show you what overflow really looks like. Comment 777 if you believe His overflow is near. Don't think for a second that this is just about money. That 777 million is not just a number, it's a sign. A declaration from heaven that says, I have more for you than you've dared to ask for. It's God's way of saying, I am not limited. I own it all. And if I choose to bless you with more than you expect, who can stop me? But the condition is still the same. You must stay in Him. You must not skip Him. You must not ignore Him when He speaks. He's watched you fight battles in silence. He's seen the way you kept showing up even when everything felt heavy. He's watched your faith waver but never fully die, and now he's ready to reward you. But that reward doesn't come cheap. It requires full surrender. It requires you to stop running back to things that God told you to walk away from. It requires you to leave behind the voices that speak against His word. You can't serve two kingdoms. Choose one. The devil is clever. He won't always show up in evil. Sometimes he shows up as delay, distraction, emotional numbness. He whispers, "You can come back later. You're tired now." But God is telling you the opposite. Come now, because later may be too late. Don't let the enemy trick you into silence. Don't let him convince you that God's promise isn't for you. It is. It always has been. But it's only activated when you step into faith. You are closer than you think, closer to the healing, closer to the restoration, closer to the doors that were once locked. But it's not just about being close, it's about being ready. God doesn't open doors for the unprepared. And this message, this warning, is part of your preparation. He's telling you ahead of time so you can move with wisdom, so you can avoid the tragedy, so you can walk directly into the breakthrough without having to crawl through more pain. So many have missed their moment. They were too busy chasing the wrong things, too caught up in what people thought, too numb from disappointment. But you don't have to be one of them. You can be the one who says yes, while others say later. The one who believes even when it's hard. The one who stays when others walk away. And when the blessing comes, when the storm passes, when the account is full and the heart is whole, you'll know it was because you didn't skip God when He called. You are chosen, you are marked, you are deeply loved. But God won't keep repeating Himself forever. His silence is not something you want to experience, because when God goes quiet, darkness gets louder. That's not where you want to live. You want to live in the place where His voice still leads, where His hand still protects, where His Spirit still guides. You want to live under the open heaven He's preparing. You can't afford to walk away from Him right now. Not in this season. Not when the enemy has already circled your life with traps. Not when the tragedy He's warning you about is on its way. The only reason it hasn't hit yet is because God has been holding it back. But if you ignore Him now, that hand of protection lifts, and you'll be left to face something you were never meant to carry. You've already seen what happens when you try to do life without God. Don't make the same mistake again. Don't think this is just another message. It's a lifeline. Comment 999 if you know He's speaking directly to your heart. Why did 19,583 people suddenly become financially free last month? They all discovered a strange sentence, just 9 words long, buried in neuroscience research and once hidden by the FBI. Now they're paying off debt, traveling the world, and living in homes they never thought they could afford. If you're seeing this, you're lucky the page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. The world around you will never understand the way God moves. They'll tell you it's just coincidence, just emotion, just imagination. But they don't know what you've prayed in the dark. They don't know the nights you've cried and begged for a sign. This is it. It's God pulling back the veil and showing you how deeply involved He still is in your life. Even when you felt forgotten, He never left. Even when your prayers felt like echoes, He heard every word. And now, He's answering not with soft comfort, but with a call to action. This is your moment of crossing. Just like the Israelites at the edge of the Red Sea, you're standing in a place where it feels impossible, but that's where God shows up with power. He doesn't need ideal conditions. He needs your faith. He needs your yes. He needs your surrender, because when you choose Him above everything else, heaven responds. The sea will split, the tragedy will turn, and the 777 million that He has already prepared will begin to move into your life. But hear this clearly. The 777 million is not a fantasy. It's not a scam. It's not an illusion. It's divine provision set aside for someone who is aligned with heaven's priorities. God will never bless rebellion. He won't reward a heart that's half in and half out. You've been trying to live with one foot in His presence and one foot in the world. That ends today, because what He's about to release can only be carried by the fully surrendered. You can't carry His promise and your pride. You must choose. You've come too far to let fear speak louder than your faith. You've battled too long to quit now. The reason the pressure has been increasing is because the shift is getting closer. The enemy senses what's about to break open for you, and he's doing everything to distract you through people, through pain, through exhaustion. But what he didn't expect is that you would still be standing, that you'd still have enough faith left to say, God, I'm listening, and God says, then prepare, because everything is about to change. Comment 1010 if you believe breakthrough is near. Let this sink deep into your spirit. He's not just giving you enough to survive. He's positioning you to overflow, to fund things that matter, to restore what's been broken in your family for generations, to walk into rooms where your voice carries weight because it's heaven-backed, to build where others only dreamed. But first, you must fully return to Him, not casually, not when it's convenient. Right now, in full surrender. Because if you delay, the tragedy that's coming won't be paused anymore. God is being honest with you. This is the final call for some of you. You've asked for confirmation. You've said, God, if this is really you, make it clear. Here it is. This is the clearest you'll get. He's not hiding. He's not whispering. He's speaking boldly now, because the hour is urgent. He's saying, come back to me. Let go of what's pulling you away. Don't skip this. I'm trying to save you from something that will destroy what I've planned for you. His voice is protective, fierce, full of love, but it will not repeat itself forever. You don't want to live in silence from God. You don't want to walk through life without the covering that shielded you all this time. Every open door, every second chance, every undeserved blessing, it's all been Him. And if you ignore Him now, you're walking into a life where those moments become memories instead of miracles. Don't let that happen. Choose Him now, even if it costs you comfort, even if it costs you approval. Choose Him while there's still time. You were born for more than struggle. You were created for more than survival, and God is ready to prove that to you. He's ready to pour out the kind of favor that only heaven can release, the kind that confuses your enemies and comforts your soul. But you must be positioned, you must be still, you must be obedient, because the moment is here and it's too holy to ignore, too urgent to delay, too real to doubt. Your story is not over. Your best days are not behind you. In fact, God has been saving the most powerful part of your testimony for now. What He's about to do will silence every lie, erase every regret, and open doors you didn't even knock on. But don't miss it because you were too distracted to see it. Stay focused. Stay present. Heaven is speaking, and heaven doesn't waste words. God has said it clearly. If you skip me now, I will not speak again. That is not meant to scare you into obedience, it's to open your eyes. You've been pleading for direction, for answers, for breakthrough, but you've been skipping the one who holds it all. He's not being cruel, He's being honest. He knows the weight of what's ahead. He knows the tragedy that's already forming in the background. He knows the traps being set by the enemy. And he's saying, "Come under my covering now before the storm arrives." Comment 1515. If you are stepping into his shelter, you've survived things you never thought you would. You've come through pain that could have buried you. That wasn't by accident. God's hand has been on you all along, and now he's ready to bring you into the promise. Not just any promise, but something far beyond what you've imagined. The 777 million that he is preparing is not just about earthly wealth, it's a spiritual signal. It means fullness, completion, heavenly favor. It means you are stepping into something that generations before you only prayed for. You are stepping into fulfillment. But don't mistake the delay in your life as denial. God has not been ignoring you, he has been preparing you. He couldn't release this level of blessing while you were still tied to fear, still tangled in old habits, still seeking approval from places he never sent you. That's why things fell apart. That's why people walked away. That's why certain doors slammed shut. Because God refused to let you walk into a promise unprepared. He loves you too much to let you fumble the inheritance. Could a 9-word ritual really be your key to financially freedom? What sounds like fiction is now being confirmed by science. Harvard researchers and FBI documents point to a hidden brain center that, when activated, draws in abundance naturally. This 9-word prayer has helped over 19,000 broke people attract wealth and live a life full of abundance. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. This is why he's speaking with such urgency now. You've asked him to bless you, to expand you, to use you. He's ready. But if you skip him in this moment, your disobedience will cancel what your prayers have been asking for. That tragedy he warned about, it's not just physical harm. It could be the destruction of your purpose, the collapse of a promise, the loss of what was coming. He's trying to stop it, but he can't override your free will. You must choose him willingly. You don't need to be perfect. He's not asking for perfection. He's asking for surrender. He's asking for your attention, your obedience, your heart. That's the key to unlocking what he's holding for you. Don't let pride keep you from turning around. Don't let shame tell you you've missed your chance. You haven't. But this is the line in the sand. From this moment on, things will change for better or worse, depending on your choice. Comment 1717 if you're choosing God before anything else. The reason this moment feels heavy is because heaven is in it. When God shows up, there's always a weight, a holiness, a pulling in your soul. That's what you're feeling. It's not anxiety. It's not fear. It's the Spirit of God asking, are you listening now? He's not asking for a small part of you. He's asking for everything. Because the blessing he's about to release can't be carried by a heart that's divided. You've seen people rise and fall. You've watched others skip God and end up lost. That won't be your story if you stay close. You won't be another name that had potential but no purpose. You won't be another voice that went silent because they wouldn't surrender. You are different. You are set apart. And that's why this message found you. Because heaven refuses to let you miss it. God's protection has surrounded you even when you walked into danger. You've been shielded more than you know. And now he's asking, will you remain under my wings, or will you run into the storm without me? The decision is yours, but so is the consequence. He's not a distant God. He's a personal, powerful Father. And he is jealous for your attention, not because he needs it, but because he knows what happens when you give it away to the wrong things. The 777 million is already marked for release. And no, It's not too big for you. Stop thinking it's only for others. God doesn't choose the most qualified. He qualifies the ones who choose Him. If your heart says yes, He can do more with you in 1 month than you've seen in years. But if you turn your back now, He will honor your choice. And what was once within reach will feel like a dream you can't touch. You're at a threshold, a divine tipping point. On one side is fear, delay, struggle. On the other side is breakthrough, provision, freedom. The bridge between the two is your decision right now. God has sent this moment to shake you awake. He's not here to entertain you. He's here to deliver you. He's saying, this is your chance. Don't let it pass. You were born for this moment. You've been refined for this season. And what God is about to pour into your life is going to leave people speechless, not for your glory, but for His. So the world will see what He can do with someone who simply chooses to listen. That's what He's asking from you. That's what He's been waiting for. Not your effort, not your performance, just your yes. God is not asking you to understand everything. He's asking you to trust Him. He's not asking you to figure it out. He's asking you to follow. You've cried out for a sign. You've said, God, are you even real? Are you even listening? And here He is interrupting your moment, your scroll, your life with a direct message to your soul. This is not just encouragement. This is a holy alarm. The warning is not just for fear's sake. It's for your safety, your future, your promise. Comment Amen if you're saying yes to God right now. You have no idea how close you are to everything shifting. The devil knows. That's why the battle got worse. That's why it feels like every part of your life is under pressure. Your mind, your relationships, your finances, it's all being tested because the enemy senses the delivery is near. And he hopes that if he can break your focus, he can delay what's already on the way. But the devil forgot something. He forgot you're marked. He forgot God is still fighting for you. He forgot that what God started in your life, no one can cancel but you. And that's what this moment is. God saying, don't cancel what I've prepared. Don't forfeit what I've been working behind the scenes for years to give you. Don't let this be the moment where you choose comfort over calling. He's watched you wrestle. He's watched you carry pain quietly. He's watched you smile through spiritual attacks. And now, He's opening a door that has been shut for generations. You are standing in front of something historic. What comes next won't just bless you, it will break every curse behind you. But here's the truth. That blessing cannot come if you keep skipping the one who holds it. He is not a vending machine. He is not a backup plan. He is the source, the answer, the provider. And this 777 million you've heard about is not just a number. It's a declaration of what's possible when heaven invades your life. It's a supernatural release. A sign of what happens when you walk in complete surrender. This is the kind of favor that doesn't make sense in the natural, and that's exactly why you need faith to receive it. What do brain surgeons and billionaires know that you don't? This 9-word money code, once reserved for elites, is now being shared with everyday people, and the results are mind-boggling. Cash windfalls, cleared debt, and lifelong stress gone. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. You were never meant to figure it out alone. That's why you've been frustrated. That's why nothing has satisfied. You've been trying to solve divine things with earthly solutions. But this promise isn't earned through effort. It's unlocked by intimacy. You have to come back to the heart of God. He's not asking for money, perfection, or a platform. He's asking for your heart. Because when your heart is fully His, the doors that seemed impossible will swing open. Comment 222 if you trust that the breakthrough is already on the way. God has not been silent, He's been waiting. Waiting for the noise in your life to quiet down long enough for you to hear Him. Waiting for you to stop running to temporary things hoping for eternal peace. Waiting for you to finally say, I surrender, God, fully. And the moment you do, everything shifts. The chains fall, the fear breaks, the tragedy backs off, the provision is released. But not before your surrender. You don't have to prove anything to God. He already knows you. He knew every sin before you committed it, every doubt before you admitted it, every flaw before you tried to hide it. And yet, He still chose you, still protected you, still provided for you. That's the kind of love you can't find anywhere else, and it's available right now if you'll stop skipping Him and come close instead. The world will offer you moments of pleasure, but they won't last. People will promise you peace, but they can't give it. Only God can speak to your soul in the middle of a storm and say, be still, and the winds obey. That's who's calling you. That's who's trying to save your life. That's who is holding the keys to everything you've been asking for, but He will not hand them to someone who won't stay. This next season will not be easy. That's why you must walk into it covered. You need His voice to lead you. You need His Spirit to fill you. You need His word to steady you. And you need His presence more than you need anyone else's approval. This is the season to choose what matters. This is the season to walk away from what no longer feeds your faith. This is the season to stop skipping God. He's giving you one more chance to respond. One more chance to realign. One more chance to take this seriously. And He won't wait forever. Not because He's cruel, but because He's holy. And holiness cannot dwell where compromise rules. You must decide, will you be all in, or will you miss it? God is drawing a line. On one side is protection, blessing, guidance, peace, and supernatural provision. On the other is silence, confusion, and unnecessary suffering. The only thing standing between the two is your yes. God has been patient with you. He's watched you pull away. He's seen the days when your prayers turned into silence. He saw when you questioned everything, and He never turned away. But now He is speaking clearly. If you skip me now, I will no longer speak. These are not just words. This is a line being drawn between the past and your future, between the comfort that's kept you bound and the calling that's waiting to be awakened. Comment 333 if you are choosing to trust Him right now. There is a breakthrough that's already moving in your direction. The miracle is not waiting on heaven anymore, it's waiting on you, on your decision, on your surrender, on your willingness to listen, even when you don't feel like it. And this blessing, this 777 million He has spoken of, is more than financial. It is divine establishment. It is the kind of overflow that rebuilds what was lost, restores what was broken, and redefines what you thought was possible. But it will not come to someone who continues to skip His voice. This blessing requires responsibility. It requires maturity. It requires a heart that says, God, even if I don't understand the timing, I still say yes, because what's coming next will test your foundation. The enemy is preparing a counterfeit path, one that looks good but leads to emptiness. It'll be wrapped in fake promises, shiny distractions, and false peace. And if you're not grounded in God, you'll chase it. That's why this moment is so critical. He's calling you deeper now so you won't fall later. This isn't a season for passivity. This is a season for war, for worship, for radical obedience, and that obedience will unlock things that no amount of striving could ever give you. It's not about working harder, it's about bowing lower. It's about making room for His presence again. clearing out the noise, letting go of the pride, saying, God, I've skipped you before, but I won't do it again. I need you now more than ever. Comment 555 if you're returning to his presence today. He knows you've been tired. He knows it's been hard, but he's also seen the quiet strength that no one else saw. He saw you show up for others when no one showed up for you. He saw you forgive people who never apologized. He saw you pray when all you had were tears. That faith didn't go unnoticed. And now he's saying, because you didn't give up, I'm about to give you more than you imagined. But that promise is still tied to a decision. Will you truly follow him? Will you stop putting him second? Will you finally give him your mornings, your time, your attention? Because the God who has the power to stop the tragedy is also the God who wants to walk with you daily. He's not just your protection, he's your portion, your peace, your provider, your home. He is jealous for your time, not because he's needy, but because he knows that without him, you will lose yourself. He knows that without him, you will search for meaning in all the wrong places. And what makes this moment so sacred is that he's still offering you everything. His presence, his protection, his promise, despite all the times you've delayed. That's grace, that's love. That's mercy in its purest form. Why is the government desperate to hide this 9-word prayer? A shocking FBI leak has just revealed a simple 9-word prayer now, letting everyday people erase debt and attract unstoppable wealth. Verified by leading scientists and supported by Harvard research, this at-home ritual is turning financial stress into a life of luxury. Dream homes, new cars, luxurious vacations, it's all within reach. But the government could take down this secret any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. But grace is not a license to keep ignoring him. Grace is an invitation to come close while the door is still open. And that door is open right now, but not for long. God has said it. He's made it plain. Skip me now, and I will no longer speak. That is not a threat. That is a warning soaked in mercy. It is a father begging his child not to run into the fire. It is the shepherd calling the sheep away from the cliff. And you have to decide, will you listen? If you walk away from him now, the silence you step into will be heavier than anything you've ever known. Not because he's cruel, but because he honors your choices. He won't force you to stay. He won't chase after a heart that doesn't want him. But for the ones who choose him now, even after the delay, even after the doubt, he is ready to pour out something that no eye has seen and no ear has heard. You've been asking why it feels like everything is pressing in on you at once, why you can't seem to catch your breath, why one battle ends and another one begins. It's not random. It's not just life. The enemy knows what's at stake. He knows what's being released in the spirit realm over your life. And if he can just get you to tune God out, to scroll past this moment, to keep living distracted, he'll succeed in blocking what's meant for you. But not if you decide to stay. Not if you finally say, God, I hear you. I'm not skipping this time. Comment 1111 if you believe this is divine timing and you're ready to receive. There is a weight to this season because the harvest is heavy. God is getting ready to release the kind of blessing that will not only restore what you've lost, but go far beyond it. He's not just healing what was broken. He's building something new, but he will not build on unstable ground. He needs your heart planted, rooted, not tossed by emotions, not distracted by people, not wrapped up in doubt. He needs you firm in him, because what he's about to do will not only bless you, it will place you in the center of his move. And that kind of blessing comes with responsibility. You've seen enough of what life looks like without his voice. You've tried to make it work your way. You've chased validation, comfort, even temporary peace. But nothing fills the space where God's presence belongs. That ache in your soul, that's the echo of His voice calling you home. That pressure you've been feeling, that's heaven trying to get your attention. He won't compete with your distractions forever. If you keep skipping Him now, don't be surprised when the peace leaves, when the doors close, when the direction fades. But if you stop everything and listen now, if you fall on your knees not just in posture, but in heart, He will meet you there. Not with condemnation, but with restoration. Not with anger, but with healing. God doesn't want you to feel shame for where you've been. He wants you to finally see that He never stopped waiting for you, that even in your distance, He kept guarding you. Even when you ignored Him, He still whispered in the night. Even when you turned your back, He still stood behind you, ready. You have no idea how much has been delayed, not because God changed His mind, but because you kept hesitating. But all of that can shift today. In one act of obedience, one surrendered moment, everything can realign. You don't have to carry guilt. You just have to say yes, not a partial yes, not a temporary one, a full, lifelong yes. That's what God is asking. And He is serious, because what He's about to release requires trust. It requires faith. It requires you to stay close, closer than ever. Comment, Amen, if your heart is saying yes to God in this moment. The 777 million is a prophetic picture of what God is about to release in this new season. For some, it will come in the form of finances, open doors, provision. For others, it will come as healing, generational restoration, kingdom assignments that were held back for years. But in every case, it will be heaven's signature on your life, proof that God never forgot about you, that He still intends to fulfill what He promised. But none of it comes without obedience. None of it comes if you keep putting God second. That's why He's speaking so clearly now. That's why the urgency is thick. He's not trying to get your attention with fear. He's trying to protect your promise. If He lets you walk into this next season without Him, you will not be able to carry what's coming. The weight of the blessing will crush you without His presence. The doors will overwhelm you without His direction. The exposure will break you if you're not rooted in His voice. He doesn't want to bless you into destruction. He wants to raise you into purpose. But purpose demands discipline. It demands sacrifice. It demands your full yes. Not on Sundays, not only in crisis, but in the unseen, when no one is watching, when it's hard, when you're tired. That's when real surrender speaks. And that's the yes that brings heaven to earth. God is doing something you haven't seen before, something you didn't even pray for because it was too big for your imagination. He's about to show you that the delay wasn't punishment, it was preparation. He's about to confirm that the pain wasn't random, it was necessary. He's about to prove that what the enemy meant for evil, He's still going to use for good. But if you skip Him now, if you silence this voice again, you will delay the very thing you've been waiting for. This is your moment to break the cycle, to stop repeating the same patterns of putting God last, to stop turning to Him only when everything falls apart, to finally live like He is your first, your center, your everything, because when He becomes your everything, He gives you everything you need. God doesn't need anything from you, He wants something for you. He's not asking for your attention because He's insecure. He's asking because He sees what's coming. He sees the road you're about to walk. He sees the schemes being formed in the background. He sees the unseen war over your life. And He's saying, don't walk into this without me. Don't walk into your next season spiritually blind and unprotected. His presence is the only thing that can carry you through what's ahead. Comment, 777 if you're choosing to walk with him. Is it possible to attract money by simply speaking some miraculous words? This 9-word script, verified by Harvard and 6 neuroscience labs, proves you absolutely can. People are using it from their couch and reporting unexpected bank deposits, cleared debts, and upgraded lives. It takes less than 30 seconds, but this secret won't stay online long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. You've felt the pull before, that moment when something in you stirred, when you knew you were being called deeper. But you hesitated. You waited for a better time, a clearer sign, an easier path. But this is the sign. This is the time. The way may never feel easy, but it will always be worth it when God is leading. He's not looking for perfection, he's looking for surrender. And that's something you can give him right now, no matter your past, no matter your pain, no matter your doubts. There is a reason this is reaching you now. God has been working behind the scenes for years, preparing something for you. The release of 777 million is not a fantasy. It's a symbol of fullness, of complete restoration, of a blessing so massive that it pours into generations after you, but you have to be positioned to carry it. And right now, your position depends on your obedience, not your emotions, not your convenience, just obedience. God isn't vague about what happens when we ignore his voice. Throughout Scripture, the pattern is clear. When people listened, they walked through the fire without getting burned. When they ignored him, the fire consumed everything. You are at that kind of crossroads. The fire is coming, and you will either walk through it protected or walk into it unprepared. This isn't fear, it's clarity. It's truth wrapped in love. Comment Amen if you know this is truth, spoken straight to your heart. You can't afford to be casual anymore. Not with your calling, not with your time, not with God. The same God who split the sea, who shut the mouths of lions, who raised the dead, is now standing in front of you, waiting for your answer. And all of heaven is leaning in to see what you'll do. You may not feel qualified. You may still be wrestling with doubt. But God doesn't need you to be ready. He just needs you to be willing. He wants to walk with you daily. He wants to speak to you again, to guide your steps, to fill your heart with a peace that doesn't break. But that intimacy doesn't come through occasional prayers. It comes through commitment, through choosing him, even when it costs you. Through seeking him when it's easier to seek distraction. You don't need another sign. You need to respond to the one that's already in front of you. So many people miss their moment because they're waiting for the right mood. But God doesn't move in moods, he moves in truth. And his truth is right here, right now, telling you, you can't keep skipping me and still expect to hear me. You want clarity? Stay. You want breakthrough? Listen. You want protection? Surrender. This next part of your life will either be defined by obedience or regret. If you choose him, even now, he will cover you. He will silence the storm. He will reroute the attacks that were set in motion. But if you skip him again, his silence will feel louder than anything you've faced before. And that silence will not be confusion. It will be the absence of what you chose to reject. He's saying, I've already prepared the blessing. I've already made the way. I just need your yes. Not tomorrow. Not later. Now, the doors you've been praying for, they're already opening in the background. The healing you've been waiting on, it's already been released. The provision, the restoration, the purpose, it's all in motion. But the final release comes through obedience, and you can't obey someone you're not listening to. You can't walk in purpose if you're walking away from the one who wrote it. You've been distracted, You've been busy, you've been tired, but God has not changed his position. He's still been right there. Quiet, waiting, watching. He didn't walk away, you did. But even now, he's willing to receive you, to speak again, to lead you out of the confusion you've been drowning in. You've cried, "God, why can't I hear you anymore?" And he answers, "Because you keep skipping the very moment I'm trying to speak to you in." Comment 1010 if your heart is saying, "I won't skip you again, God." This isn't about being religious. It's about being real. You need God more than ever. Not just for a breakthrough, not just for the 777 million he promised, but because the weight of what's coming will crush you without him. The temptation, the pressure, the pain that's rising around you, it's not just coincidence. The enemy is trying to bury you before your blessing is born. And God is standing here in front of you saying, "Come under my covering. Come now." He will not force you. He will not beg. But he will speak until your silence becomes your choice. There's a reason you feel something shifting in your spirit right now.